So as a 14-year-old that still has a couple of months left of being a 14-year-old and someone who likes the humanities in 2025, I gotta admit that life is going to be pretty hard. Like, there is no way life wouldn't be easier if I were into STEM, if I were to really like coding or physics or mathematics or just in general math and science. Life is just favorizing these people on a massive scale. Salaries are a lot larger for people that get into math and science, into things like engineering and medicine. Maybe you can call medicine STEM because it takes a lot of mathematics. And most people that study medicine also have a background in mathematics and all of those things in high school. Stuff like that. It takes a lot of numbers, it takes a lot of biology, stuff like that, realities instead of humanities. I'm making this video just like kind of as a state of the channel address, but more as a state of life address. Because you've been watching me, if you're an avid viewer, you've probably been watching me since I was 13, maybe since I just turned 14. Yeah, I'm kind of scared. I'm going to be very transparent with you. I'm not going to try to be hiding anything. I'm pissing myself. Like, holy hell, the humanities are not looking good. They are they're not looking good unless you're really really good at them. I was having a conversation with my father the other day, and he told me that, hey, everything that like Donald Trump and Elon Musk, all of like the heads of the conservative party, everything that they do, even the heads of the Democrat party, of the Republican Democrat party, all of the things that are doing are kind of public speaking and humanities. All of that is psychology. All of that is public speaking. All of that is people skills. And I was like, hey, that's not really true. Like, Elon Musk is chief engineer at SpaceX and stuff like that. He mathematically constructed a car. All of his wealth came from that. If you look at the wealthiest people on earth, I do not know how many of them are actual good public speakers or have built that foundation on public speaking. Now, this is a radical view, and people are still going to, how can I say this, beat the shit out of me intellectually for this one. But in my opinion, from my very subjective opinion, still speaking 5 languages and being confident in speaking those 5 languages is more impressive, not harder, than learning all of math, even though math is theoretically and practically it's impossible to learn all of it. In my opinion, you're not going to be able to impress people with math as easily as you're going to be able to impress people with languages and stuff like that, the humanities, psychology, philosophy, things like this. If the person that you're talking to is like an average person, and even like slightly more intellectual, you're going to be really impressive if you're able to whip out German, French, Italian, Spanish, and English in the same conversation. For me, it's just something very obvious, like how some people have radical views on immigration or gun control. That's like, and if you think the exact opposite thing, you can look at those claims and think that they're irrational. But yeah, I also look at like, oh, all of math is more impressive, and still understand the immense nature of math, but just it being harder does not mean that it is more impressive. Stuff like that. I am still going to like hold my guns very, very tight. Um, basically refuse to learn Python. I mean, that's kind of the gist of it, really. I don't hate programming languages. I don't hate math. I'm recording this video ultimately to tell you, if you want to be a humanist, if you like social sciences, social workers are not being paid a lot. People are going to university to get a sociology, philosophy, psychology degree, and then coming out with jobs that don't matter, that they didn't even need, for which they didn't even need the degree. I'm pretty sure that is still happening and will happen. It's insane how most of the most useless degrees or humanities are, and yeah, the only thing you can do to actually make going to university worth it is studying STEM. It's insane, in my opinion, and especially because some people are just wired differently. I had an existential crisis recently that, oh my god, because I like the humanities, I am most likely going to live in poverty. But I know that doesn't necessarily need to be true. I know there are people that are still interested in the humanities. This entire, I don't want to call it experiment. I would like to call it an experiment maybe, but a project and long-term thing with the YouTube channel proves that there are people that are still willing to hear me ramble about the humanities, either scripted like my second to last video, or maybe even my last video about, what was my last video about? There are so many subjects with the humanities. You can explore it to endless degrees. What was my last video about? Oh, it was about how to not trust your identity. You should what you think about yourself, your current identity, because it can constantly be disproven and proven right again and stuff like that. You should watch it. It's a really good video. My most well edited video, in my opinion. Yeah, good video. You can watch unscripted things like you are watching right now. I'm basically just rambling about what I think about the whole humanities and STEM, not debate, but there's a very obvious conflict. Like when you ask people, oh, why do women make less than men? I think that's still true. I think that it's still being debated. Whatever, people, the obvious response is that, oh, men go into STEM and women go into the humanities, which is, in my opinion, kind of running away from the question of inequality, because you can't just say STEM is so much better. And universally, this is kind of just this is a conservative problem. I do think like the Republican Party has put an emphasis on the difficulty of STEM and mathematics and math and science and like white collar stuff and stuff like that, and has kind of discredited artists. Like in general, artists are going to be more liberal. Philosophers are going to be more liberal. The more humanist you are, the more liberal you are. I don't know. I don't know. The more you like math, at least from my personal experience, what I see from my friends, which are all mathematicians, all of them like math, they tend to be a little bit more conservative in their beliefs. So I don't know where the hell this video is going. Anyway, it's gonna be hard. Yeah, it's gonna be hard as a not humanitarian humanist thinker. It's going to be hard if you like philosophy and psychology and sociology. You can't really go to university for any of these and be taken seriously. But hey, as long as you commit to one thing, I guess, as long as you improve any of these, and in general, I think you do need to combine it with artificial intelligence and more STEM and sciencey stuff. Like I'm definitely going to be getting into AI ethics very, very soon. I have a script going. I hope that it's not going to be overly controversial, because these things, my videos tend to be sometimes, they don't tend sometimes, those are antonyms, but can sometimes be kind of controversial. I have a controversial take on it, and stay tuned if you want to see my take on AI ethics and why it kind of fails. So yeah, I am kind of scared. I'm shit scared, honestly. I'm not saying that you should be too if you're a humanist thinker, but hey, monthly therapy session.